Hey everyone, it's Rob. Just wanted to answer a couple of questions, common questions that we've been getting. So I'll fire away from memory. We've had some questions regarding the charger. Does it work in other countries, or is it going to blow up on a voltage that's not 110? Yes, it does. It'll work in any country in the world. It's a 100 to 240 volt charger, so that could be the US, England, Australia, Singapore, wherever. And the charger uses just a common power plug for like a desktop computer. So if you live in a country with a strange outlet and we can't find it, just take any desktop charger, that'll work. I'm sure you can find one. So yeah, no problems with charging. So yeah, one question we've had a couple of times is regarding the difference between the 13 and the 17 amp hour battery. Do they go the same speed? Can you accelerate as fast? The answer is yes. The riding is exactly the same. They're both running at the same voltage, so you get the same amount of power initially from them, be able to hit the same top speeds. It's just the range is different. And it's kind of like you're running on gasoline both times, but one tank is smaller. So the 13, for example, on the Roadster will get you about 35 miles of full power. The 17 amp will get you about 46 miles in full power. And then, of course, on the Attack and the Trail, it's going to be slightly less, 5 to 10% less, just because it's got the fat tires and suspension. The rolling resistance is a little greater. Another thing on the batteries, some people have asked, can I charge the battery while I'm just pedaling? The answer is yes, you could make a system to do that. One, it would kind of increase the weight of the bike. And two, we feel like it's not a very efficient way to store energy because the dynamo is only operating maybe 80% efficiency. The motor, 90% efficiency. So if you put all that energy in, you're only going to get 70–80% out. Whereas if you just turn that energy of pedaling into motion by just riding the bike, you're going to get close to 100% out. So that's a lot more efficient in our opinion. That's why we don't have a system like that. Is there regenerative braking on the bike? No, there's not. That does work with hub motors. It's a very easy system. If you've got the motor in the hub, basically you can use a switch from the brakes to say, hey, we're braking, and kind of turn that motor backwards, charge the battery. We're not using a hub motor, we're using the mid motor, obviously. And so with that, you've got a ratchet system so that you're able to freewheel and also use the gears. So because it's not locked, it won't be spinning the motor when you're freewheeling or going down a hill or something. So physically, you can't charge the battery, but the good news is that the mid motor is so much more efficient than a hub motor that even with regenerative braking, it doesn't even come close to the range that you'll get with a mid motor. Another common question we get is regarding what happens when I have no power. Can I ride it just like a bike? Is there any rolling resistance from the motor setup? So yeah, the motor's in here. When you're out of batteries, it completely freewheels. The motor's not spinning at all. It's just like a regular bike. So try and demonstrate here. Pick it up. So no resistance at all. As you see, the back wheel just spins and spins and spins. Now the bike is a little bit heavier than your normal bike, so you get a little bit more exercise with no battery, but in comparison to most other e-bikes, quite light. Thought I stepped on a dog or something. So we've had a couple questions on the suspension seat post. We've got it installed here. This is a Zoom. I'll take it out for you guys. So a bit dirty. Zoom brand. In the bottom, you'll see a screw here. This is an oil suspension seat post. So inside here, there's oil. You can adjust this screw, turn it in if you want to tighten it up, make it a harder ride, or make it as loose as possible if you want more cushioning. The travel on this is, I believe it's 50 millimeters. So an important distinction with that is if you're a shorter person, you're on the shorter end of people who can use this bike, this is going to raise your seat another 2 inches. So that's something to keep in mind before you buy it. Make sure it's still going to fit you. So this is with the seat post in. Just demonstrate how it works. So this is at a medium setting. And yeah, it's quite nice. It absorbs a little shock back there. I could do this all day, to be honest. Yeah, that's the suspension seat post. Let us know if you have any questions. If you have more detailed questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments below. We'll try our best to answer them, maybe even in a video. Don't forget to thumbs up and subscribe, maybe even share with your friends if you like it. And thanks for watching, guys. We love you. See ya.